What's up, YouTube? In this video, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the Pirelli TDs, a 180/60 tire on a ZX6R versus a 180/55. And I'm going to give you my comparison between the RS10 Pirelli TD and Dunlop Q3 Plus. And I've also ridden the BF Goodrich RS21s. S21, sorry. I have not ridden the S22s, and I'm going to talk about my thoughts on which one of these tires I prefer and will buy again. Alright, so my thoughts on the RS10. RS10 is probably the best tire I have ridden for the street and track. I have no complaints about this tire. On the street, it does wear quick, but on the track, I've actually had good luck with it. It's always held. On the street as well. Wet weather, I don't really have a lot of wet weather time in it, but like I said, that the RS10 on the street and even in the track, a few track days I've done, I've always been pleased with the performance of these. Q3 Plus. I've ridden Q2s, Q3s, and Q3 Plus, and honestly, I don't hate this tire, but I will tell you, I will probably not buy another Dunlop. I can't explain it. I just don't like the way they feel. They don't seem to have the same grip. It's all personal opinion. I'm just saying that I actually prefer the RS10 over the Q3 Plus. This is a day or half a day wear at CMP. And if you're familiar with CMP, you know that CMP chews tires. Actually, this has a morning at VIR as well, I forgot. All right, so the wear was actually, I think, pretty good for CMP. I should say, I'm just not a Dunlop fan. I mean, that's as honest as I will say. I mean, I'm just not a Dunlop fan. I'm just not a fan. I'll just leave it at that. All right, so the Pirelli TRACKDAY TD, or Pirelli TD. For street tires, track tires, this is the best tire I've ever ridden. This is the best tire I've ever been on. Now, I was on S21s when I went to this tire at CMP last year. Right now, presently, this tire has a full day on it. Half day last year, half day this year. You can see that it has starting to wear. But like I said, CMP is horrible for track day tires. All right, so another thing I did with this tire, I also went to a 180/60 because it was the only thing available that day at the track on the ZX6R, and that was probably the best decision I ever made, was actually trying a 180/60 that day. All right, so the 180/60 gave me a higher profile. So when I was leaned over, I actually had more contact patch, and it turns in better. But the S21's pretty flat tire anyway. I mean, it definitely doesn't have the same profile as either the Dunlops or the RS10s. But so what happened is, first session out on the TDs, I didn't really notice any difference. Second session out, I started like, this feels a little different. But I couldn't quite put it on, determine what it was. By the third session, I was just faster everywhere. I mean, it was like, my turning was faster, my corner speed was faster, I could brake later, the grip felt better on the side. I mean, this TD tire is definitely, I'm a Pirelli fan now. So, another thing about going to 180/60. It also is a little taller tire than the 180/55, so if you're really conscious about your gearing, you might want to look at that gearing. But for me, it raised the tire a little bit, it raised the rear end a little bit, so my turn in was actually quicker with this tire, and it actually raised my gearing or made it higher, so I got more speed with less RPM. And that was actually something I was wanting to get to anyway. I mean, there were some tracks where I was tacking out, Road Atlanta, and this taller tire will help with that. I mean, I really was pleased with the gearing that it actually changed to. So anyway, I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna say if you're on the edge or the fence about buying the TD tire versus your other tire, and you use street tires or track tires and don't wanna go to slick, I highly recommend this tire. I mean, it is amazing. It's just amazing the way it grips, and the way it feels, and just how much more confidence you have in the turns versus RS10, S21, or the Q3 Plus. Just my opinion, intermediate rider for what it's worth.